Welcome to That's So Us
with Ama.
and Lo.
Join us every Friday as we talk about everything and anything.
From pop culture to mental health to life experiences.
Everyone needs a vent session, and we're ready to connect with you on so many levels.
Be ready to laugh and even cry. Grab some tissues and a drink.
And join us as we turn our 3 a.m. calls into this podcast.
We're literally a mess. It's okay.
Yeah. Well, let's
Welcome
just jump
back,
into
guys.
it. Yeah. So, do you want to just jump into our lows and highs?
Let's jump into our lows because literally I broke my foot.
You want to tell everyone how?
Okay, let me just tell you. So I, for some reason, have had this dream, and it kind of just came about randomly
Mm-hmm.
of being an ice skater. And so I really wanted to go to the ice skating rink and just skate. And I was telling my sister, nobody wanted to go with me, whatever. Finally, my cousins were going to go with me. Well, and my other sister. So the day finally gets here, right? And I'm about to send my cousins a video of me like practicing. So I'm doing these turns in my kitchen, and all of a sudden, I fall. I slip on my sock and I fall. I like caught air and then I fell, but it was like so bad because I heard the loudest crack.
And your face in the video right after it
So
cracked,
funny,
like whatever.
right? Dude, my sister zoomed in and she was like, there was a TikTok sound. It was like in that moment she knew she fucked up or
No,
whatever.
literally, that's you.
That was it. So no, but for real, I was like, I broke my foot. And then
Yeah, I remember you
I
texting me, like,
oh
literally, you were like, "Amanda, I think I broke my foot." And I was like,
yeah.
you know when, like, someone says that and you think they're joking?
Yeah. They thought that I was kidding at the hospital. Yeah, at the um emergency room. Cuz I came in low key like calm.
Mhm.
I was like practicing my breathing. Even my sister thought I was lying. She's like, "Get up, we have to go skating." I was like, I cannot get up right now." Like and then but yeah, they literally took 2 hours to give me pain medicine. I was like,
It's
"I'm
insane.
dying right now."
Yeah.
He came in and he was like, "Yeah, it's broken." I was like, "I knew it." But then I went to a specialist at yesterday, I think,
Mhm.
and, he said that it might heal on its own, but if it doesn't heal on its own, then I have to get surgery.
That's what happened with my mom's arm, but hers healed on its own, so I wish the same for you.
I hope so too, and I think so because, I mean, he was, like, talking about it, and he was like, "You're still, like, really young," like
Yeah, so your bones can repair faster or something, I don't
yeah,
fucking know, something like that.
and I've been off of it, so, I mean, I literally cannot stand, like, cannot put
Mhm.
any
I don't think
pressure
you'll
on
be
my
able
knee.
to do that for a while.
No, even to the touch, it, like, hurts so bad, so but yeah, it's been a fun time.
I love
I
that
just
for
can't even
you.
believe that happened.
Me
But,
either.
oh, I was talking about it with my sister, and she was like, "Everything happens for a reason, and, like, what if this happened to you because, I don't know, like, at the ice skating rink, you were gonna fall
Yeah,
and break your leg or,
yeah,
like, do something even worse." So, I don't know. But yeah, fun time.
yeah. Well, my arm, I don't know what's wrong with it, so I can't really give an actual description. But so I already told you all this, but I have like really bad posture, as like everyone probably can already see if they watch like our reels. Like I'm always like not sitting straight, but it started giving me like really bad pain like across my back, like my shoulder blade to my other shoulder blade. And I
Mhm.
went to an osteo and she basically touched it and like within like 30 seconds, she was like, "Yeah, your whole back is inflamed." And I was like, "That's great." Then I also forgot to say that my grandmother fell and I had to go pick her up. And when I picked her up, I felt like a pop in my back. And then my osteo said it was all inflamed. And I was like, "Okay, whatever." Booked a second appointment for in 2 weeks, basically. And then I went to soccer last night, and, like,
Oh
in
my
my
god.
head, I was like, "I'm gonna get hurt. I'm gonna get hurt." I know, like, I know I'm gonna get hurt because people push a lot in soccer, and, like, where they push, like, from my height is, like, always my, like, shoulders. And, like, at the
Mhm.
beginning of the game, like, people were pushing me on it, and I was like, "Okay, like, it doesn't hurt that much when people push me, blah, blah, blah." Then there was this lady, 50-year-old lady, at least. Um, and her and my friend were, like, pushing each other, and I was there, and then the ball kinda, like, crept like, out of them. So I was going to get the
Mhm.
ball because I was right in front of the net, and this lady, I saw her charging, like, she looked me dead in the eyes and, like, punched my arm. Like, and I saw it happening, but, like, in the moment, like, you can't move because I literally saw her coming for me. I'm like, "She's gonna knock
Yeah,
me down." And she,
yeah,
like, her arm, I don't know if she meant to punch me, but, like, her fist was in a fist, and it went
right.
directly to my left shoulder, which is where, like, the most pain was happening. And I tell you, like, I flew. Like, I went backwards and fell, like, I was just laying there. And then even
Oh
after, like,
god.
I fell, I was just laying on the floor looking up, and I was like, "What? What just happened?" And then my friend was like, "What the fuck is that?" And then the lady looked at me when I got up, dead in the eyes, and she's like, "Sorry, that wasn't for you, it was for her." I was like, "That doesn't make it any better. You still
Right,
wanted to
exactly.
tackle someone down." So then after, like, it hurt a lot, but I was like, "Okay, whatever, like, maybe, like, it's just in the moment that it hurts." And then I woke up this morning, and, like, if I turn my body, like, like, to side, it hurts.
Mhm.
And I went to take pictures today, and my friend was like, "Okay, like, look over your left shoulder," and I couldn't do it.
Oh my
So,
god.
um, one of my friends is like, "Maybe, like, your shoulder, like, dislocated or something," and I was like, "That's disgusting, so, like, let's hope not," because they have to pop it
Yeah,
back into place, and, like, I will not be
yeah.
doing that, so my shoulder will stay dislocated. But, I moved my appointment to this week, so hopefully we figure it out, but
Dude, we're both in
yeah,
pain.
I know.
It's
I mean, yours
crazy
is a little
though.
worse because it's actually broken. Mine is
Well,
just I don't really know what.
I think it's so funny that I caught it on video. That's, like, the
Yeah, we
funniest
should
part.
post it on our stories so you can see.
Yeah, the TikTok is proudly out there. I fell. It is what it is. But I was so focused on my foot, like, hurting that I didn't even realize my shoulder, like, my arm here, and then this wrist
Because probably when you caught
hurts, so
yourself on the floor after you fell,
yeah,
you, like
yeah.
did something.
Dude, I fell so hard. It's so funny, but I wish you could hear the crack and, like, the thud that it made. It was just oh, it was too much. We're all better.
Yeah,
Trying to get better at least.
yeah.
What's the best show on TV right now?
Oh god. I don't watch any, like, shows that are, like, playing, like, the only ones
Yeah,
I'll
like,
watch is,
actually
like,
airing.
reality TV, but I don't watch any. I mean, we were speaking about this yesterday. Special Forces is on TV right now, actually, like,
It's
each
so
week it plays, and this season, like, JoJo Siwa is on it. I'm not gonna, like, spoil anything. I mean, it's not even done, so I don't even know who, like, wins at the end or whatever, or who's the
uh
last one, but, like, I feel like whenever you like, for her, for example, like, at the beginning, I was like, "Oh, she's, like, not gonna make it. She's, like, literally 20, like, she's gonna give up." But
yeah,
that bitch is strong, like, I was
so
so
strong.
surprised, and I don't know how they do any of those things, like, I would be the first one gone.
Yeah, I watched the 1st season, binge watched it, and now I'm on,
Mhm.
like, I think the 5th episode of the 2nd season, I think. But, I felt so bad for I don't know what her name was, but
The one
she's
from,
an actor.
yeah, the blonde one.
Yeah, and I just felt so bad.
Yo,
But
the way they bring you in the rooms and talk to you, like, I'd be
I
sobbing,
know.
like
Dude, I don't like when people yell at me, and
me
to have
either.
them yell in my face, like, I don't know how I would react, but you have to be so mentally strong
Yeah, I'm
and
not.
physically, but, like, more mentally.
I'm not either enough for that show.
Yeah, it's so
Like, I
crazy.
would yeah, like you said, like, I would cry if they yelled at me. I don't have the stamina that they have, like, the shit that they had to do, like, I'd literally be throwing up, and
Yeah,
it's disgusting.
yeah. Yeah, when they were, like, going down, this big, like, wall thing or whatever.
Oh my god, that
Yeah, what's her name? Savannah,
yeah.
I think? She threw up, and I was like, "Girl, that would be me."
No, literally.
It was so gross,
And
but
did you see the guy that got mad?
yes. I was like, "Where did that come come
But
from?"
I
Because I
kinda
didn't
like, at
expect
first I was
that.
like, "Oh my god, like, what is this issue?" But then I was like, "You know what? The probably, like, the amount of, like, stress and, like, shit they're going through, like, I
Yeah,
get it."
yeah. But it's also, like, the little comments that they make.
Mhm. Or, like, they're,
And I'm
like,
like,
pathetic.
"Okay, yeah, I would get
Yeah.
mad too." I'd be like, "Shut up, like, stop."
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
but
So that would
obviously
be
they do it for a
my
reason.
thing.
Yeah, that'd be my thing too because I've been binge
Yeah.
watching it.
So good.
Yeah.
I guess we'll go to song of the week. Mine is Tate McRae. Tate McRae's new song. It's called X's. Um, I think the beat's good. I don't really know if I relate to the lyrics at all, but I think the beat's really good. And ugh, she makes me so mad because she went on tour.
It makes me so mad.
She went on tour, and the date that she had for Montreal was the day before I got back from Europe. And I was like, okay, whatever. Like, obviously, like I can't go.
Mhm.
And then she did a second leg, and she left Montreal out. So
Oh my
we have
god.
beef.
Yeah. I don't even know if she's been in Ohio.
I don't know either.
Probably, but I don't know. I've heard that her shows are really fun.
Yeah, because
But I also
she's a
like
dancer too, so
I
she
was
does both.
just about to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like really good performer.
Mhm.
You know who I love Sabrina, how she performs and it's like
Okay, we get it. You
accent.
saw Sabrina
Oh my
Carpenter.
gosh. Hold on, I can't hear you. Did I say that last time?
No, I said we get it. You saw Sabrina Carpenter, and I didn't.
Oh my god. I forgot about that. Dude, the way that was in Philly and it was
Mhm.
so packed because Philly's her hometown.
Mhm.
It was so packed. I had to go up there because there was no
I
room.
remember your videos from there. Like it was like
Yeah, and
through a
I was
crack
like
or something.
through the balcony thing, the railing.
Mhm.
But it was a fun show. So I still had a great
Glad you
time.
got to see her.
I'm so sorry. Hopefully she comes to you next time. But I think my song is Club Heaven by Nessa.
Oh yeah, that one's so sad.
So
Like
sad,
low-key
right?
so sad.
I know, but my sister's been playing it, so I'm like,
It's so good.
keep hearing it. It is so good. I like the music video too,
Yeah, me too.
but definitely a sad song.
Yeah. Well, today's episode, we put on Instagram and on my Twitter, a little like form, and we asked for your advice or questions or anything that people had. So I guess we can just jump into it. Um,
Yes.
wow. The first one says, I'm thinking about going back to school. I'm 28 and I'm not sure if it's the right move for me financially, but I really think it would help me out in the end career wise. What do you girls think I should do? I love how people like leaving their life in our head.
Trusting us. um, well, you actually finished school. I did not.
Mhm.
So, I mean, I guess it depends what you want to do with your
Yeah.
career. Because if you are going that route of like becoming a nurse or a teacher or a lawyer or whatever, you have to have a degree. Like, you just have to.
Mhm.
If you want to work for yourself, have your own company, your own business, whatever, I feel um like it would be helpful to have a degree, but you don't really need it, I don't think.
No. Yeah, I think it depends the job because like I know like some jobs um like pilots for example, um like they need a degree to like enter into like pilot school or whatever or something like that. Um
Mm,
But then there's like, yeah, like for me, like working for myself, like I don't need anything. There's been only like one or two clients that I've had that like asked me, like, oh, like, do you have like a degree? Like, what did you study? And stuff like that. But
yeah,
like most people don't care. I guess it depends like the type of people like you want to work with. Like if you want to work with like high end professionals, then like maybe they'd care more
yeah,
about that. But like I think it just really depends, like you said, like the field you're going into. And I mean, financially, I feel like it's hard because, like, school where I am is definitely, like, a lot cheaper than, like, the States. So, like, for
yeah,
me,
for sure.
I think, like, my whole university costs the amount that you paid for, like, 1 year, which is crazy. And if I went to school in the States, like, I don't know if I would end up finishing.
I know, that's why like I had teachers in my high school who are still paying off their loans.
Yeah, and it's crazy
It's
because, like, I
crazy.
saw, like, um, people were like, "I'm 150K in debt from school," and I'm like, "What the fuck?" Like, not like, a lot of jobs don't even pay you enough to pay that off within, like 10, 15 years. Like,
Yeah,
there's some people that pay off their debt, like, over the course of, like, 30 years, and it's like, that's crazy.
you know,
Insane.
you know. So yeah, I think it just depends on your career. But
Mhm.
honestly, I will say at the end of the day, I think that it would be I think that it's important, but like I just don't want to go back to school.
I think school teaches you a lot more than just, like, education, I guess.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
I learned a lot about myself in a way, I know what I like, I know what I don't like in, like, a career, and that kind of helped me because, like, I studied communications and, like, they kind of went over, like, a lot of different careers in that, and it kinda helped me narrow down, like, what I wanted to do because they would talk about, like, journalism and, like, things that I knew I didn't wanna do or, like,
Mhm.
broadcasting and stuff like that. So I think in that aspect, it helped me, like, kinda narrow down a bit, and then it taught me, like, like, organization and shit like that. Um, but I don't know, yeah, it depends. I
Yeah.
mean, if you,
And
like, can get loans and stuff, I and you really wanna do it, I would say do it because you might regret it one day.
yeah, I was just
Yeah,
about to say the same.
yeah.
Like if you feel like this I guess just go with your gut. If you really
Mhm.
think that it'll help you and you have that incline to go back, then I think it's for a reason,
Yeah.
even if it will be like a financial um I don't know, like strain. I think that you can always work through that. It will be hard, but you can do it. We
Yeah.
believe in you. Okay, the next one is how to deal with friendships falling apart.
I don't really have advice. I mean, I think at the end of the day I mean, I feel like I've dealt with this, like, a lot of times. Um And at first, like, I would always chase after people personally because I would be like, "Oh my god, like, no, like, I can't lose them." But then I kinda, like, with nowadays when it happens, I kinda, like, take a step back and, like, it's so f maybe this is fucked up to say, but I kinda do, like, pros and cons of, like I don't write an actual list, okay? In my head, I'm like, "Okay, like, how much, like, did this person really bring to my life? And, like,
Mhm.
is it worth putting my energy to, like, repair it or, like, rekindle it or whatever? Or, like, is it not worth it? Um, so I think that's how I kind of base it. I feel like recently I've, like, rekindled, like, quite a few friendships, but it, like, took, like, time. Like, some people, like, I didn't speak to for, like, 10 years or something like that.
Yeah,
And I just feel like maybe sometimes in the moment, like, they're not supposed to be in your life, but then they can come back. But also, like I said before, like, if they didn't bring any good to your life, maybe they're just not supposed to be in it. I don't know.
that's true. Like if they didn't contribute to like your, I guess, or even contribute to like growing the friendship.
Mhm.
But I think for me, like because I have a big family and I have a lot of sisters, it's been easy for me to always have someone to talk to, have someone to hang
Yeah.
out with, have someone just around. Like even if I'm bored, I just will go into their room like when they were living
Mhm.
here and I'll like I always had someone. And I think part of me is like I never needed
Mhm.
and I hate saying that because it's like I loved my friends and I love my
Mhm.
friends now, whatever, but it's like I felt like I never needed anybody because I
Yeah.
had my sisters because they are like my best friends.
Yeah.
So making friends and keeping friends for me has always been difficult. But like you said, it's like some friends, and even if like nothing happened in the friendship, they just kind of like you kind of drift away from them.
Mhm.
And then some friends, obviously, you can like rekindle that like friendship or whatever. But you also have to think like, does the other person contribute? But also like, does the other person care enough
Yeah.
to like
Like, you don't wanna
wanna
be
be
the
friends
only
again?
one, like, trying to repair it. Because
Yeah,
even me,
that's true.
like, when I was, like I think it was over the summer where I was like, "I'm gonna, like, message all these people." I don't really know why I did that or, like, what, like
Mhm.
my brain was like, "Let's do this." But even now, like, when I would, like, meet up with them, whatever, like, if they never messaged me to, like, hang out again, like, I was like, "I'm not gonna put that energy,"
Yeah.
because, like I hate being, like, the one to, like, always initiate that, cause like, I don't know. I just don't like being like, putting in all the effort and then, like, getting nothing in the end, cause it's just, like,
Yeah,
not
that's
worth
true.
it.
Yeah, no, that actually happened to me recently. Like, I was supposed to, like, go out with a friend, and then they, like, canceled last minute, um, for, like, a good reason, but, like, still, and then she, like, never texted me back. So I'm just like, "It is what it is."
Yeah,
We don't chase, we attract.
exactly, I don't
And
have
people
energy anymore to do
Yeah,
all that.
right?
I used to do it so much when I was younger, cause like, the opposite of you, I only have a brother, and, like, I feel
Mhm.
like whatever, me and my brother get along, but I feel like, having a sister versus a brother, like, it's a different type of relationship.
Oh, it's so different.
So, like, for me, like, I would always, like, surround myself with, like, my girlfriends, cause I was like, there's obviously, like, more to do, more to talk about and everything. So
Yeah.
whenever, like, they would end, I would just kinda, like, be, like, the person that, like, chases people.
Mhm.
And I was like, "You don't have to do that." Like, the people that want to be in your life will stay there, and, like, you don't have like, I shouldn't be chasing people.
Yeah,
Like, if they
that's
don't like, who are they for me to chase them? Like, yeah.
I guess it also depends on, like, the friendship, because I
Mhm.
have friends that, like, I haven't talked to in forever, but, like, when I see them or when I text them or whatever,
Yeah.
it's, like, as if we've never stopped talking, and I love those friendships because I understand that
Mhm.
people have lives and we're,
And
like, so
things to do.
busy and whatever, and, like, especially if you're, like, rarely on your phone or, like,
Mhm.
whatever, like, yeah, I just love those friendships, but I think it just depends on the friendship. But as
Yeah.
for how to deal with it,
Oh.
like, it is
Oh,
hard,
well.
but I think just putting yourself first is, like, the most important thing.
Yeah. And,
Because if
like, what I
it's
said
not
in the
really
beginning, like
healthy.
yeah, like, if it's, like, worth it to you, then sure, but, like, if it doesn't bring you anything, then, like, it's not worth it in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Or also if you can see red flags, then, like, I
Yeah.
would dip. Because even from the start, just don't drag that relationship out.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
then it will get worse.
Yeah. I agree.
Number 1 tip to start your own podcast.
I mean, this is my 3rd podcast, so I should be well versed in this. I think I would say a lot of even, like, for, like I say this for, like, podcasting and YouTube, I feel like people always think, like, you have to have, like, the best quality of everything before you start, and I think that's false. Um,
It's actually me.
yeah, because, like, I get it, like, it's nice to, like, watch, like, crisp, nice, like, everything, but,
Yeah.
like, half of these people that, like, blew up on YouTube, when they started, like, they had, like, the shittiest, like, things, and they, like, worked their way up. Like, even for me, like, I didn't blow up on YouTube, but, like, when my first video was literally on my Mac, like, camera and microphone, like, it was trash quality. But
Yeah.
now when I, like, look at those and then I look at my content now, I'm like, "Oh, wow, like, I actually, like, evolved." And I feel like if you
Mhm.
just wait for everything to be perfect and have all the perfect things, like, that'll never actually happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, you're just, like, stalling,
I
I
know.
think.
I gotta remind myself that
Mhm.
all the time because I really wanna do, like, makeup videos
Mhm.
on TikTok, but, like, I don't have that much makeup, so I'm, like, waiting so I can get more makeup, but when am I gonna get more makeup? Like,
You're
no.
gonna get more makeup when you start posting the videos, and then people start sending you makeup,
Exactly.
and then you get paid to do it.
Girl, I just need to take your advice. Like, I know, but,
Did
like,
you
it's
submit
just
that? I'm just kidding.
difficult. Did
Yeah, no.
imagine.
Yeah, no, I think it's just like, yeah, like not waiting for like the perfect anything. And I think before you start to kind of just like figure out what you want to talk about, like not like you don't have to like narrow down to like one little thing, but like at least like a broad like ideas that you
Yeah.
want to speak about. And yeah, that's my
Yeah.
advice.
I think just, like, going for it too. It's like, don't be scared of what other people are gonna say because
Hmm.
people always have an opinion, but you can't change anybody's opinion. So just, like, do it.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've wanted to start a podcast ever since I was, like, little. So,
Hmm.
like, and I never did it because I was so, like, caught up on what everyone was gonna think of me.
Hmm.
but now I don't care. So
Yeah, I think I got over that too. I mean, clearly, I post too much sometimes, but I don't care. Um, how do you not compare your everyday life and finances and house to everything and everyone you see online? I wish I can tell you because I feel like I catch myself doing that like every day. Like,
wait, I'm sorry. Can
do you
you
not see
repeat the
that?
question? Because I don't see it.
Oh, I sent the new one. It's in the most one with the 6 things.
Oh, hold
I'll
on.
repeat it though. How do you not compare your everyday life and finances and house to everything and everyone you see online? And yeah, I don't really know. Do you see it now?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. I don't really know because I feel like I do that all the time, and I feel like comparison is such like a normal human being thing, but like it's hard not to do it, but like we shouldn't do it. Like my everyday life, like sometimes like I'll watch like TikToks. My arm hurts so bad, and I just lifted it too high. Anyways, yeah, like sometimes I'll watch TikToks and I'm like, oh my god, like this person's life is like so aesthetic, or like their room is so aesthetic, or like I don't fucking know, like, everything about them is aesthetic, and then I'm like, "I wish I was like that," or, "I wish I had this, that, and the other," and then I'm like, "Okay, like, let's calm down." Or, like,
Yeah.
um, people's houses, like, I'm like, "Oh my god, like, their house is massive and, like, all this," and then I go look and they live in, like, Texas, like, obviously, that's what their house looks like because in fucking Texas, you can get a house for, like, 100K that's like a mansion, and I have
Yeah.
to remind myself, like, I'm not gonna get that here. Every house
Mhm.
I want is $1,000,000. And then finances, I feel like that's like a tricky thing because I do that a lot where I'm like, I don't even fucking know these people's finances, but I think I do. Or like with friends, for example, like sometimes like they'll be like, oh, I have this much in savings. And I'm like, oh, like I don't.
Yeah.
And then I have to remind myself, like, a lot of my money did go into, like, paying for, like, business stuff, like, when you first start out, and that was, like, only a year and a bit ago. Like, you have to pay for, like, your business name, you have to pay for this, that, and the other, and, like, my friends didn't have to do that, so I have to also
Mhm.
remind myself that and that, like, I don't know, I think comparing finances is, like, a tricky thing.
I think it
Yeah.
all has to do with, like, your mindset. Because
Mhm.
if you're constantly saying, "Oh, I wish I had this," or I wish I had that," whatever, you're in, like, a lack mindset.
Yeah.
So you're never gonna actually get what you're seeing other people have because you're hoping and you're wishing, but you're not actually believing that you have that already.
Mhm.
Because I think you have to believe in order to actually attract
Yeah.
that. So
Yeah. I had a dream the other night, actually, that I opened my I opened my phone, like, bank app, and I had, like, 100K just sitting in my checkings.
okay.
So, like, that's gonna happen one
I
day.
love that for you. It
Yeah, and I
will.
woke up and then I looked and it was not like that, but it's okay. One day.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
visualized
Because
it.
like, who actually wrote a check for, like I forget who it was. They wrote a
Well,
celebrity
I
wrote
think
a
I
check
remember this.
for, like, a large amount of money, and they kept it in their wallet. Over the years, they obviously, like, blew up, got big, whatever, and make well more than that check, but it's
I
just,
should
like,
do
you
that.
always have to, like, believe,
I should
you know?
actually do that. My
You should do that.
100K. Bringing my
Yeah.
dream to life.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe
Yeah.
the dream happened for a reason.
Maybe. Maybe it's telling me actually, I saw a TikTok that said, um it was like one of those like tarot people or whatever on TikTok, and I was like, "If this lands on your
Yeah.
whatever," and then it told me that I was gonna like make a lot of money next year. So in my head, I'm making a lot of money next year.
It told me that too.
Oh god, maybe our podcast is gonna blow up and we're gonna make a lot of
Oh my
money.
god. I love that for us. It never mentioned anything about a broken foot, so
But that's this year, not next year.
that's true. But
Yeah.
it did mention that I was gonna take the rest of oh my god, it did say this.
Oh my
I
god, I
was
think
gonna
you
take
said
the
this
rest yeah,
last episode.
that I was gonna take
Oh no.
the rest of this year to rest, and I'm resting.
Yeah, maybe not in the way you thought, but
No.
yeah, I
Okay.
love that for you.
I guess so. I'm just in pain. Um, how to not knock yourself over when you've made a big mistake at work? Well,
I feel
I
like I
used
would
to work
cry
at
if
an
I
ice
did.
cream shop, Let me just tell a cute little fun story.
Okay.
I used to work in an ice cream shop, and we have these glass jugs. My God, my wrist hurts so bad. The milk is literally in glass because we sold butter and milk and bacon and a lot of stuff.
Mhm.
So yeah, the milk was in like glass bottles. And when we would make the milkshakes, we had to all obviously pour the milk, right?
Mhm.
I dropped the bottle. Glass went everywhere, milk went everywhere. And I just stood there and I looked at it and I was like, what can I do? Like, there's
Yeah.
literally nothing I could do. And my coworker was like, "Aren't you embarrassed?" And they were like all laughing. I was like, "No, I'm literally not even embarrassed." There was a long line out the door, but I didn't care because like there's literally nothing you could do. Pick it up, clean it up, and like get back to what you're doing. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's really not that big of a deal if, especially if you like make jokes about it or like laugh it off,
Yeah, exactly.
then it makes it better.
I think, like, obviously it depends what type of mistake you did, but if it doesn't harm anyone or hurt anyone, like, it'll
Yeah.
blow over at some point. And I feel like we tend to make things a bigger deal than it is, especially for the
Hmm.
ones who, like, caused it. I can't even think of anything I've done, but I'm like, "No, I've done stuff." I kind of probably just tried to push it out of my head. But yeah, like, if it's not harming anyone and, like, at the end of the day, like, everyone's fine and, like, nothing terrible happened, then, like, I think it's fine.
Yeah. Also, you learn from your mistakes.
Mhm.
So like it's inevitable, you're gonna make mistakes, and that's fine.
Yeah,
Learn
like, you're
from it, grow
human.
from it, exactly, and then just you don't I don't know, don't dwell on it,
Yeah,
'cause it happens to the best of us, so.
I agree. And then the last question is, how do you go to concerts alone? I want to go to my first one solo, but scared of what to expect or how it will be. I feel like I went to my first concert alone 2 years ago. Um,
Mhm,
like, at first I was so scared. And I also have, like, social anxiety, so I was like, "Oh my god, like, blah, 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 like, all this shit's gonna happen, like, I don't wanna go alone." And then, like, I went alone and it was totally fine, and I feel like, especially when it's smaller concerts, I feel like this is more prominent where, like, you kinda just make friends with people in line and, like, everyone kinda is more talkative versus, like, big arena concerts, I think.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, like, I've also found, like, people on, like, Twitter and Instagram that were going to the same show and, like, spoke to them beforehand. And,
mhm.
like, that made me a little less, like, anxious because 'cause I'm like, "Okay, like, I at least I, like, know people." Um, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I've gone to, like, both small shows and big shows alone, like, I went to Billy's
Mhm.
alone, and that's, like, an arena, and then I went to the first time that I actually went alone was at Madison's in Detroit, I think, but I ended up meeting so many people, and then or no, that wasn't the first time. The first time was in Maryland, and that's actually what led me to making a Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
So, shout out to the people in Maryland.
Shout out to Mark, say
Yep.
her name.
Oh my god, my foot. But I think at the end of the day, you just have to realize that you're all there for the same thing. No one's gonna judge you for
Mhm.
going alone. And like when you're in the moment, you're just watching the artist perform and
Yeah.
like you're so like I don't know. You just don't have to worry about anything else.
Yeah,
I feel
like,
like
once the lights go off,
you
no
don't
one's
worry,
really
you don't think about anything.
yeah. Like, even when I'm with people, sometimes I forget, like, they're right next
Yeah, no, literally. And
Yeah.
especially when you're at like a bigger like show and you're like dancing in the back of the crowd. I
Mhm.
love that. Like
I've never
when
done
you're
a
in
arena
pit but
show
dancing in the
alone.
back.
Like, Olivia's gonna be my first one.
Really?
Yeah. I've
I
done, like,
love
so
that.
many small shows alone, but big ones, no.
Yeah.
Actually, that's a lie. Well, it's not a lie. Like, Justin, I was sitting by myself, at a show, but, like, I had friends that were there, they were just not next to me. Like, even Olivia, like, I know people going, but, like, I'm gonna show up alone and leave alone. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, I will say, like, make sure that you at least make a friend
Mhm,
at the show just in case. Um, or like when you're, I don't know, walking back to your car, like walk with a group of people or
mhm.
whatever. So like it can get like dangerous and scary, especially since shows end like at night.
Yeah.
So yeah, just be
Or,
aware
like,
of
have
your
someone meet you if you
surroundings.
can't make a friend or, like, something.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Just be aware of your surroundings.
Yeah.
But
I
it's a lot of fun, so I recommend you going wherever you are.
Yeah, I agree too. Well, that's the end. Thanks to everyone who submitted something. I hope our thoughts were
Yeah,
helpful. Um, yeah, don't forget to follow or subscribe to this podcast wherever you're listening to it on. Leave a review, follow us on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. On
TikTok, go.
Instagram, yeah, on Instagram, we're almost at 200 followers, so go follow us. And yeah,
You can
that's
see me
that.
fall on TikTok if you want.
Yes, I'll leave it in the show notes of the episode.
Oh, okay.
I'll leave the link to your TikTok.
All right.
Everyone can go watch.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you.